Hello there. Thank you so much for staying tuned. And we're talking about real estate, one stop shop real estate. My name is Sal Koucheki. I'm sitting here with Arcona. And we talked in the first two segments about why you need to sell your house with someone who is experienced, that has the negotiating skills to sell your house for you. Of course, I've been in the real estate business for 30 years, and I am licensed proudly with Keller Williams, which is about the best brand of real estate that is out there. We want to talk right now about what you need to do when you want to buy a house. Now, previously, I talked about me, myself, being in real estate for many, many, many years, and I have personally purchased hundreds of property for myself, and I mean for myself, my own personal portfolio. So as a buyer, investor, agent that I am, when I go to buy a house, what do? Of course, I want to get the best price, and I negotiate the best price. Well, if I have done that hundreds of times for myself, and I have also done that traditionally for my clients, guess what? I know exactly how to negotiate a deal to get the best price for you when you're buying a house. It doesn't matter what the situation is. You're coming from out of town, you're downsizing, you're upsizing. For whatever reason that you're buying the house, you need to call me at 407 222 3333. That's 407 222 3333. The call comes directly to my phone, and I am the only one that answers. Now, I know that when you're buying a house, you may have some questions before you choose your agent. Make sure you call me and you ask whatever is on your mind. Make sure that you make the right decision. Remember, 30 years of experience purchasing hundreds of homes in my own personal portfolio. Do not make a mistake by hiring someone who cannot negotiate a good deal for you. And basically, there are other factors also when you want to buy a house. Sometimes if you're in College Park, for example, or if you're downtown or Winter Park, every street, you must be familiar with this area. You can be, as you get closer sometimes to a railroad track that may be near the house, the value of properties starts to drop. So I've seen some agents that they just go in a 1 mile area and they pull some comps, comparables, and they say, okay, this one sold for so much, 10 blocks away from in here, so this house must be worth this much. It doesn't work that way in every place, because in a 4-wall subdivision, which you have the same kind of product, that may be true, but when you get out to certain pockets, you have to know every street, you have to know what the curb appeals, you have to know what the condition of the house, what factors are going to determine the value of that house, and then you want the right agent to represent you buying your property. I have remodeled and bought many houses in the lower price from 100,000, 200,000, 300,000. I am also a builder of multi-million-dollar executive homes that I have built here, right here in Winter Park, on the water, off the water, some of the best places. I have built luxury townhomes in downtown Orlando. So I know real estate from construction to finished products. That is the difference between having the right agent who is experienced or someone who just wants to show you a couple of houses. So be a little more, do your homework, and choose the right person to when you are buying a house.
Sal, tell me about how someone would go about cashing out of a property quickly. What would they need to do?
Well, if somebody wants to sell a house and let's say they want to cash out really quickly, when I talk about one-stop shop real estate, this is exactly what I'm talking about. We do of course, traditional real estate, which means, if you're looking to sell your house or sell a house for you, And if you're buying a house, of course, we help you find the right property. Also, I have an investment company, which I've told you for 30 years I've been buying properties. Let's say you have a property that is in need of work. Maybe it was a property that you had it rented. Sometimes I have people who come to me and they say they have 5 properties, and maybe the husband passed away, or they're just tired of dealing with tenants because the property have aged and they just don't have the energy, or maybe the money to fix the roof. And it doesn't matter what the reason is. You want to cash out of a piece of property. You haven't inherited maybe a piece of property. Maybe the house needs a roof, and maybe whatever the problem may be. I can cash you out with probably the highest fair market value. I can close your house within a time that you need to close the house. Some people come in for they may want to cash out in 2 weeks' time because they got financial problems. Some people maybe want to close their house in 30 days. Maybe they're looking for something else. I work with your timing. It does not matter. Sometimes I've been in a situation where people have sold their house and they've asked me, Sal, I need the money first to go find another property. Could I stay in the house for 30 days after you buy the property? And we have made arrangement for that too. So you come in, you do the transaction, you get your money, and then we work with your situation. And I'm not sure there are out there people who would work with you in that way. But I work with a title company here locally, which they have been doing my closings for 8 years. They can do the title work very quickly if you need to get out of the house quickly. And we've got everybody in the team working to try to take care of your situation in a very efficient way.
Well, you talk about damage. I know that in our investor group, you are actually the go-to guy for fire damage, sinkhole, and flood damage. Like everyone keeps you in mind for that. Tell us about your experience.
Sure. This is one of the other situations that we're talking about. It's not just for the tenants that people have rental property, want to sell, or maybe handyman special. I have in my lifetime purchased many properties that have had sinkhole damage, or they have like insurance claims. It could be a flood damage, it could be a fire damage, perhaps there are mildew damage. People have had leaks in between the walls that they didn't know, and they finally settled with the insurance company. Now, there are not many buyers out there who understand what a sinkhole damage is, or they get involved in situations where they don't know what they're doing. And as far as the liability for you, you also want to deal with somebody who's done this thing before. So for me, I have my engineers ready. I am very familiar with what it takes to buy a sinkhole property and or a fire damage. Usually the way we buy them, I do a very quick inspection because I know this business. I've done it. I have had, bought hundreds of property. A quick damage, and then we do the contract. It's all cash. And this is what I wanted to say. This is the goodies. You pay absolutely no real estate commission, which is 6% savings. I also pay the closing cost, which is another 3 to 4%. So if you sell your property to my company, if you need to cash out quickly, that is an extra saving of 10% that you keep in your pocket. So at the $200,000 property, that's $20,000. We're not talking about dollars, cents. We're talking about tens of thousands of dollars when you sell your property. So we're going to come back in the next segment, and we're going to be talking about some other aspects of real estate. And please stay tuned.